For vocabulary, we're going to be placing it in the back of our notebooks using Post-it notes. And this is a fairly simple process to do. On the front of the Post-it note, we're going to put the vocabulary word. Behind the Post-it note, we're going to put the definition. And then on the front cover, we'll draw a picture based upon that definition. To start with, I'm going to go ahead and set up my glossary so that I can get 4 Post-it notes on the front page. And if we turn to the back, you should be able to get 6 Post-it notes on the back page. So from now on, after we do the first page, you should always be able to get 6 Post-it notes. Next, I'm going to start placing each word on the front of one of the Post-it notes. You want to make sure to write the word at the top of the Post-it note so you have room on the bottom to draw a picture. After I've got the words on my Post-its, I'm going to go ahead and start collecting the definitions for those words using the back of my book. So if you look in the back of your book, they're on pages that are beginning with an R. You'll find the glossary. So then you look up your first word, predator. And if I look at the definition, it is an organism that kills and eats all or part of another organism. Now that number you see in parentheses, that's going to be the page number where you can find additional information about the predator in the book. Of course, here's the translation of this definition in Spanish. So if you know Spanish, go for it. So I'm going to go ahead and write that on the back of my Post-it note, or behind my Post-it note, I should say. And I've already done that for you. Now that I've got the definition and I've got the word, I've got to think about it and try to come up with a picture to draw that represents the definition of predator. So I'm going to take a second, think about that, draw it, and show you what I come up with. Alright, so here's my first one finished. I came up with the idea, I thought I'd put a snake down. I couldn't think of a better snake to put down than the cobra, because he's such a great predator and he's always been kind of scary and interesting to me. So he's an example of an organism that will go after other organisms and eat them for food. So I've got my first one done. So I'll now move on to prey, and then I'll start working my way through most of the other vocabulary terms. It's important to put all your terms and your Post-its down in the very beginning, just in case you don't finish by the end of the class. That way you can look them up later at home. Alright, let's get started.